Please welcome Tom Bernard.
Fair warning.
Are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready. Fair warning, this is going to get a little bit nerdy. For a long time, I've really been interested in the concept of leadership and the way it affects people politically, professionally, personally. And at the same time, I have a really deep, long-standing, desperate, arrested interest in popular culture. And I tried to use those two things to put things together. It all really started with this image back in 1975, 1976, with the first comic book I can remember my dad buying me. Now, you look at this and you could think this is the kind of thing that would give a child nightmares. I'm apparently immune to nightmares because I couldn't get enough. Simultaneously to that, I was introduced to the Batman television show, the Adam West show, which was, over the top, a little pop, a little crazy. And those two things really combined and were the feeders for me of a path down a road of loving comics and science fiction and films and all manner of stuff. And to indulge in just a little bit of warmed over Joseph Campbell, I think what's really amazing about a concept like Batman or any pop culture thing is that it can encompass a cartoon, the most recent movie, and comic books and action figures and games and toys and Slurpee cups in between. So the question is, what does this have to do with leadership? I think what it comes down to is, because I like that silly stuff, I can learn more about it than these things that we see that say, leadership is about capturing the imagination and enthusiasm of your people with clearly defined goals that cut through the fog like a beacon in the night. I really think more in terms of Star Trek. So I'm going to share with you a few lessons from popular culture. The first being Captain Kirk. Build a team that complements your strengths and shores up your weaknesses. Find people who will support you and make you better. Going with Lord of the Rings and the wizard Gandalf, know when to stand your ground, even when it means having to go against the guy that cast that shadow. Sometimes the odds are going to be against you, and you just got to stand there. On the other hand, sometimes you have to know when to walk away, or, to put it in the proper parlance, run away! So yes, the Knights of the Round Table teach you that lesson of professional leadership. Again, going into the realm of comic books for the next one, it's important to know when to stand your ground, to know when to run away, and how to adapt to different circumstances. Now, not everyone can be like Mr. Fantastic and stretch and contort their bodies in different ways, but flexibility of mind, the ability to see possibilities and to be open to different things is essential for leadership. Going with Monty Python twice, because why wouldn't you? Don't let others define your limitations. I think the image speaks for itself. There's always room for improvement. Acknowledging that you have limitations doesn't mean you can't take steps to do better. It's always possible to make a good idea better, as in this picture where Tony Stark is tinkering constantly to make his Iron Man suit better to better fight crime and save the world. Be an innovator, not an imitator. When you chart new territory, professionally, personally, or comedically, people will follow your lead. Even when it's the sincerest form of flattery, it's better to be imitated than to be an imitator. Just ask Rufus T. Firefly. Being open to being innovation, it also means being open to inspiration, to literally seeing the light, to standing somewhere and having the idea or the concept or the plan hit you and carry you along. A little bit like Jake Blues in the Blues Brothers. And once you have that inspiration and that idea, you need to get others to sign on to your vision and be willing to follow you. To do that, you need to be able to convey your ideas clearly and with great energy and passion and enthusiasm. The St. Crispin's Day speech from Henry V is a classic example of that, of motivating and mobilizing people. On the other hand, communicating vision and inspiration to a team can be highly motivational, but great leaders also take the time to bring people along as individuals, to pass along what they know, and to challenge them to achieve greatness, even if sometimes, like Yoda, confusing is the teaching. Take nothing for granted. Superior preparation can overcome a dizzying intellect. This is a little bit of a negative example, but in the film, The Princess Bride, the Sicilian mastermind Vizzini meets his end when he underestimates the intelligence and capabilities of his opponents. Leaders can't afford to overlook details. Most people see results. They don't see process. Seeing Kermit the Frog ride a bicycle is impressive. What's more impressive is what happens off camera. The time, the effort, the teamwork, the wire work, and the planning it takes to pull off a stunt like this. Going with another somewhat negative example, there are times when we all feel like Wile E. Coyote from the Roadrunner cartoons, when the work piles up and you still have to be at your best. You've got to move forward, press on, and don't look down. Ignore pesky considerations like gravity. Now, getting to the end, I talked about my dad's influence on me, and one of the things is I know I have influence on my daughter as well. She's 13 and almost too cool for me these days, but we both enjoy Doctor Who, and the character of the Doctor has been played by different actors over the years, but he's the same person, and that's the lesson. To thine own self be true. And to bring everything full circle, if you can't be yourself, be Batman. Thank you.